Hello, I am Vivian McGrath from vivianmcgrath.com. And today I want to talk about the 3 signs that you are settling for less. Because I talk to so many women. Every day I speak to women who are just doing exactly that, settling for way less than they deserve because they don't feel they deserve anything better. And what they're doing is attracting really low value men or women instead of the high value partners that will really enhance their life. They're settling for less, and it's leading to a lot of unhappiness. Does this resonate with you? Because this is who a lot of the women I speak to are. You're in your 40s and 50s. You've left a long-term marriage or relationship behind you. It's been hard, but you're now getting back on your feet. You're getting a life together, and you're sort of okay, but you don't want to stay alone for the rest of your life. So you find the courage to dip your toe back into the dating scene. And it's scary, it's hard, because you thought you had a great relationship with your ex. You were in a long-term relationship. You thought at first it was that relationship that you were looking for. But over the years, it started to go a little bit south. The arguments crept in, the distancing crept in, the maybe cheating crept in, the lies. And it turned into a relationship that was something completely different. And you found the courage to leave it, and you're now free, and that's great. But it did take its toll, because there is a small part of you that still feels unworthy, unlovable. That relationship really took a toll on your self-esteem. And so you feel that I'm not good enough. This is deep down quite often. It's subconscious. And when you look in the mirror, you don't necessarily like what you see, because now you're middle-aged. You're looking at the mirror, you're seeing a few more wrinkles. You're seeing more pounds around your waist. And you think, what if it's too late for me? What if I'm too old? What if there isn't anybody out there? There's no good men left, sort of thing. But you've found the courage, you're back in the dating scene again, and you are finding at first a lot of attention. And that's quite flattering. You think, okay, it's not as bad as I thought. You start to feel good about yourself. There's a lot of really nice attention, a lot of men hanging around. But then you start to realize that these men seem to be the same, or women are the same unavailable types, the same ones who are a little bit hot and cold. They talk the talk, they don't walk the walk. And this latest one that you're with is another classic on again, off again relationship, but with all those insecurities. Even though when it's on, you start to feel uncomfortable, and there's a stirring in your gut that, this doesn't make me feel so comfortable. You lean in anyway, and you start to second guess, people please, put their needs first to try and, in the hope, make it better. And then maybe it's going to be okay. Maybe it's not what you're seeing, what you think. And when it's off again, you actually feel stronger. You think, I'm better without this. And you start to grab your power back. You reclaim it. But one text from this person and woof, you go back into that cycle. So you get stuck in that on again, off again, on again, off again. And so I wanted to talk about this, because that scenario is what I see over and over again. Hello, Raf. Good to see you online here. That is, and Raf says, yes, it's hard to trust people. It is when you are the sort of woman who is settling for less. And I wanted to talk about the 3 signs of how you know that you are settling for less, because I see it time and time and time again. The first sign is you're dating when lonely. And what I mean by that is you're dating from a place of I feel lonely. I'm okay alone, but I'm feeling really lonely, and there's a hole in me that I need filling, and I need to find somebody to make me feel complete. And where that's coming from is a place of emptiness and lack. And so you're looking for somebody to help you build your self-esteem, and searching for who is that person who can fill the hole within me. And what that does is it makes you very, very vulnerable to be preyed on by the sort of man who wants somebody who's insecure, wants somebody who doesn't feel good enough, and wants somebody who will put their needs last and put them first. So you're very, very, very vulnerable to being manipulated by these unavailable types of men. And if you are feeling unworthy and lacking, what you're going to attract is all those men who will treat you as unworthy and worthless, who also have a lot of lack of self-esteem within them, but they use you to fill the hole in them. And a relationship like that, where you're both looking to each other to fill the hole inside you, is only going to lead to an unfulfilling, unbalanced, unhappy, unavailable relationship, unless you are absolutely dating from a place of being so complete within that you're good with or without a man or woman, and have strong boundaries, that you know what is acceptable behavior and what is not. And the first sign of a red flag, that's a deal breaker and you're out, then you're never going to find that really happy, balanced relationship that you deserve. The second sign is that you're settling for less is you minimize the reality. And that is, there's a cognitive dissonance between what you see and what you choose to believe. Your head is saying, I'm seeing red flags, but your heart is going, I'm lonely. I want someone. I don't want to grow old with alone. I'm going to find all the reasons why this person is right. And what happens, right for me, when your gut is stirring and telling you it's not? And what happens is you ignore your gut. You minimize the reality. You start to justify away those red flags by saying, oh, maybe they're just busy at work. Oh, they had a really difficult relationship before this one. All that stuff that you use to excuse away bad behavior. And the more the reality creeps in and you start to see the truth that this is not the right relationship, the more you have to do more, work harder, people please more, second guess more, shift the goalpost more to make that fantasy that you've created in your mind of what this relationship might be if one day they change and I can fix it, meet the reality of what you're seeing. When you've minimized reality and you're starting to see the reality, you've got to deny that more, and you've got to just change your behavior and go the extra mile to make the fantasy real, so that reality is not the truth. Does that make sense to you? Janine, hello, lovely Janine. Janine says, I certainly ignored the red flags. Well, Janine is one of my beautiful clients. And Janine actually is, I think, someone who's followed me longer than everybody. She was one of the first people who found me on YouTube years and years and years ago. So I'm so happy to see you here, Janine. And Janine and I have worked together. And I know for a fact, Janine, that you're not settling for less anymore. And I know you know all this and you're not ignoring the red flags anymore. So, but it's really good to see you anyway, to reinforce the work we've done together. So the third, the reality, I'll just finish that point before I go on to the third sign you're settling for less. The reality is, you cannot change them. Hear me when I say that. You cannot change them. You can only change yourself. Janine absolutely knows that now for a fact. And when she changed herself, the rest followed. And so I just want you to know you deserve better. That is settling for less, and you deserve better. The third is that you fear this is the best that you can get. Oh, I've heard that so many times. So many women, particularly in their 40s and 50s or even older, say to me, maybe I'm just too choosy. Maybe I'm too picky. Wow. And when I say to them, hang on a minute, you've just described all the behavior of somebody completely unavailable, who's on, off, hot, cold, not really there for you, and you're running around on eggshells trying to make everything right. And you're saying that I'm too picky, I'm too choosy. What if this is the best I can get? That, my friends, is settling for less. Because it's coming again from a place of, I have to put up with second best. Even stuff that makes my gut say to me, this is not good enough. I have to put up with it because the alternative is I'm going to be alone. And that is what you fear most. It's that, or I'm going to end up alone. And the fear of the future, the fear of the unknown, the fear of growing old alone is actually what this is all about. I've had some women say to me, I'm going to end up old and bitter and alone like my mother. And what I want to say to you is that settling for less, dating when you're lonely, minimizing the reality, accepting less because you fear it's the best that you can get and that time's running out. It's too late for you. You're too old. That sort of stuff. That is settling for less. And what it is, what you're actually doing is you're opting to stay in your comfort zone. I'm going to say that again. You're opting to stay in your comfort zone because all of that, in a way, is what you're used to. It's your normal. That's what dating's like. That's what guys or girls are like. I only attract those. Raf, I see your comment, Raf, being raised by narcissistic parents made me only attract narcissists. Yes, I accept that that's why, but that does not mean you can't change it. You can. And just saying, well, that's my lot in life is opting to stay in your comfort zone. And staying in your comfort zone, it's a dysfunctional comfort zone that relationships are roller coasters, and that's what I'm used to. I'm going to settle for less because I'm afraid of it. What it is, it's the comfort zone of I'm going to settle for less because that's more familiar to me. And that's easier than the fear of getting out of my comfort zone, which is doing something different, and the fear of the future. Janine, I'm sure you'll attest to this, that fear of saying, you know what, that's not good enough anymore. I'm the common denominator here in every single one of these relationships. Therefore, if I can't change them, what is it about me that I can change? And that can be really scary. And so many people I talk to are actually more comfortable staying in that dysfunctional comfort zone than saying, you know what, I'm going to take a chance on me. It's scary, but I'm now going to look within, put the work in, heal, to see if I can create a different future. And I'm here to show you. And Janine and all my clients are here to show you that opting to settle for less for the rest of your life is only going to lead to unhappiness, unfulfillment, regret, loneliness. But taking that chance, getting out of your comfort zone and facing what it is within you that is making you date from a place of loneliness and fear and insecurity. What it is that has led to that hole inside you, that you look to others to complete you. Only then can you get yourself to a place where you are a high value woman. And by that, I mean a woman who values herself enough to never settle for less again. And when you are in that place, happy and whole within, with or without a partner, fulfilled, aligned, centered, strong boundaries, you know exactly what you will and will not accept. You know exactly what your core values, beliefs, goals are. That makes you date from a place of, are they good enough for me? Not, do they like me? Am I good enough for them? Does that make sense? So if you are ready to say, I'm done with settling for less, then I'd love you to do what Janine did, which is watch my free webinar, How to Recover from Toxic Relationships, Fall Back in Love with Your Life, and Never Settle for Less Than You Deserve Again. And if it resonates with you, then, but I want you to watch it first to absolutely see whether you meet the criteria that says you are absolutely ready and done with staying in that dysfunctional cycle that can become your comfort blanket. Then you can book a call with me. So I hope that's helped. Thank you, Raf, Dawn, Janine, Isam, and who else I can see, sorry, haven't got my right reading glasses on, for joining me today. And I hope that helps. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. And also let me know when you're on these videos, where you're from. I know that there are people from all over the world who watch, and I love to know where you're from, and what resonates with you, and where you are, you know, what you are struggling most with right now, and if you are done, and if you are ready and looking for the right support to break these cycles so that you can not be defined for the rest of your life by unfulfilling, unbalanced, unhappy relationships, but you can go on to choose the life you want to define yourself by and the relationships that you deserve, just like the one I now have. So thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.